for coming. I just want to, give another big hand to the cast. Also, I want to take a moment to mention some of the other huge talents and people who have given their time to this project. Greg Dixon over here, our music director. Steve Pastasio, our tech director in the back. Jane Curran, our assistant director. Where are you, Jane? If you could stand up. And dramaturg. And I want to thank Sam Robinson, who always supports us with these shows. Thank you so much. Sergeant Robinson and Steve Emmerich, and let's give him a hand. And all of the Brown Card and Green Card volunteers and everybody else. Am I missing anybody, Leslie, to thank? I know I'm probably forgetting somebody. And thank you all so much for coming out to support this work. It really means a lot to us. It really is huge. And I know some of you had to wait especially long. So huge thanks for your patience and your time and support. So now we have a little bit of time for those of you who want to stay for some question and answer with our cast. So we have Andres, amazing soothsayer, many wonderful characters to play. He's going to run the microphone to anybody who has questions. Just invite you to ask any empowering questions, going with the theme I brought in earlier. So I want to invite the crew cast on out, so please come on out. And if you are a guest today, by the way, you will need to be escorted out with a beige card holder. So as we gather everybody for the questions, if you're a beige card holder, could you stand up, please, so you know one of the people that you'll need to walk out with. Great.
And green card.
And green card. Any green card holders? Thank you. Beige card or green card, or anybody else who has the power to escort. So yes, you do need to walk out. You won't be allowed to walk out by yourself. A bathroom is on this side of the building, outside. And let's see who has a question or a comment you'd like to share. Great.
Test.
We'll do about 20 minutes questions. Oh, I'm supposed to keep talking. Wow. All right. Well, I guess I'll ask you what this show made you think about. I mean, we talked about, we use these shows to really dig into, what's going on in our world, what's going on in ourselves, and some questions that arose in our conversations were things like, what is a true friend? And when does power corrupt? And what does it mean, like when two people commit the same act with very different intentions? Should that act be judged the same? How can we empower each other? What does true power look like in a society? What does it mean to really share power and empower each other, as opposed to, do the power over thing, which is, unfortunately, a large part of how power is understood in our world. So those are some of the questions that we've been exploring and will continue to explore as we move from this process into what we call our parallel play process, where the guys will write their own stories based on their life experiences, inspired by these questions that come up, inspired by these themes from Julius Caesar that you've seen today, and next week from themes from Macbeth. So, any questions? All right, we have one question. If you could share your name.
Yeah, everybody knows me as Clown, and I have two questions. One, what year did this take place? And what does it feel like as actors to play out a scene like this so long ago?
Thank you, Clown. So question, what year did this take place? And what does it feel like as actors to play out a scene that took place so long ago. Anybody want to answer that?
I'll answer approximately the year.
Great, Tony.
Since it was Julius Caesar, and I know when Christ lived, and it was Augustus Caesar who was emperor during Christ's time, it had to have been sometime shortly BC. About 27 BC, I'm being told up here. So I didn't really look to try and find out what year it was made, but I mean, what year Shakespeare wrote it, maybe somebody else might know, but where it's said is somewhere before Christ lived is my best guess.
Thank you, Tony. And yeah, as you share on the mic, I'll ask you all to share your name. Go ahead.
What was the second half of the question?
I understand it, clown, is what was it like to play out a scene that happened in the past from many years ago? Is that right?
What did it feel like?
What did it feel like?
I mean, it felt great. I put myself in as like one of the greatest people in history. Unfortunately, I ended a little early. But I mean, it's hard to say because it's a piece written, by William Shakespeare, so 1,500 years or whatever after Julius Caesar died. And I know that he wrote the play over some political stuff that was going on in England at the time. But I mean, to play out an ancient story like that, it's kind of cool. It's something I never thought I would do, and I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of the guys here that did it with me. We put a lot of hard work. I'd like to thank Soraya and Alex and Shelly and Jane and all the volunteers. Today I accomplished something. I did something I never thought I would do, and I'm happy about that. And I'd like to thank Julius Caesar for dying that, untimely death so that we can do this today. Thank you.
My name is Clay, and I just want to give you guys, mad props. It was the first time you guys took it to another level. I've seen 2 of the plays, and this one here took the cake right here.
Thank you, Clay. Thank you. Thank you for coming out to our show.
Hi, my name is Wanda Severe, and I just want to congratulate you on this a wonderful production.
Thank you.
I think I've seen maybe 4 others, and I agree. This is like, oh my God. Too bad you can't take it to Broadway.
This is on Broadway.
Yeah, that's true, but I think a larger audience would really appreciate it. But my questions have to do with regret. I was wondering with Brutus, oh, you moved. Carlos, you were just magnificent. And I wonder if you could talk about the whole idea about the sharing the wound with the same knife. And then also I was wondering if, is it Cassius? Yeah, you were good. Oh my God. Awesome. I was wondering if you had any regret. And then lastly, I was wondering if, I do this long question, sorry. If as Caesar, as a ghost haunting the environment, did your character have any regret in not listening to his wife?
I don't know what I did with them. There's one. That's where I like mine. As for sharing the weapons, the same weapon that killed Caesar ends up killing me. It's interesting that you said that because I really like. This isn't working. Yeah. Like I've approached this play from.
Kiss it like you kissed my forehead.
I was really obsessed with this play, and
Here, here.
I owe everybody like a sincere apology, but I really, so I thank you for dealing with me, everybody. I'm so sorry. We love you. It's like I actually embody Brutus somehow in this thing. It's just, I hope it's over. But the sharing of the night, I actually was running over that in my head, like it's kind of ironic. And it's nothing that I was going into it, but of late I was thinking, that's kind of cool. It's kind of like poetic justice, you know what I mean? And the way that he runs me through, it just seems fitting. Live by the sword, die by the sword, and that message there, you know what I mean? It's why the younger generation live. I see Brutus as a noble character, doing the right thing for the Republic, but you did this, and it's just not going to be right if you live, even though you did the right thing. So
is there regret?
Regret for Brutus?
Did he
I would.
feel any regret?
I guess for Brutus, regret. I would say that he listened to the wrong people, that he was steered, he didn't follow the right channels, even though he thought he wasn't the right channels.
But he heard the will, so I was wondering, was there any remorse as he made his...
The will?
Yeah, the will.
Well,
showed
wait,
that
wonder, was the will fictitious? I don't know if the will was like a fictitious will that Anthony just made up, or was it real? You know what I mean? Because I was wondering about this. Is this something he just did as a ploy? Like a political ploy? I don't know.
It's real. Worth listening.
So yeah, I don't know. I thought about that. I always, in my heart, I felt like it was fake because he didn't know he was dying. And how did Anthony just pop up with this will? So I just assumed it was a fictitious will that he just got to stir up the people. He's devious at the end now, let mischief run its course, or whatever he says towards the end. He's like, he already knows he worked his magic, that he poured out his poison on the people.
Sounds like
The
we're
elixir.
still justifying himself.
Don't minimize
Regret. I think I regretted two things for letting Brutus, letting Mark Antony to go to actually speak in this film. If I would have did something to stop the whole thing, I would be dead. So, and also I think I regretted sending Titanians down to the field thinking he finna die, but really he didn't. And then I killed myself. So both of them had something to do with killing me. So he got a lot of regret there. He an angry dude, jealous, envious dude, but he got some heart in him. So.
I don't shave my legs too, just so you know. It's a 20-year wear pattern. I want you to be like, no judgment. No shaving legs.
It was 18 times.
As far as feeling regret as Caesar not listening to his wife, I don't think so, in the play, because Caesar in his mind, I believe, when I took part of, like, trying to put myself in the part, that he believed himself to almost reach godhood. That his decisions were his decisions, and it was like nothing was going to change that. But applying it to my own life, I see how it does work, because a lot of my loved ones, they tried to warn me about the things that I was doing, and I didn't listen, and I feel regret about that today. And that's applying Julius Caesar to my own life. I see that, and I can feel that regret. But personally, I don't feel that Julius Caesar actually felt regret not listening to his wife, because I think he rose up to a station that, just those rare individuals throughout history rise to. And he actually thought that everything he did was right. And he couldn't see that his friends were plotting treachery against him in his demise. And when it happened, I believe he was probably more hurt and shocked that these people who he felt looked to him as God or as a king that he thought he believed in him, because we saw that he didn't. But I feel he felt more hurt at that than actually not listening to Count Marin. Thank you.
those questions. They're really great questions, and I just want to make a quick comment with regard to like what Az was sharing, your question about listening to the women. I mean, all of these characters in Shakespeare plays, to me, it's kind of like all characters in a dream. We can look at them as parts of ourselves. And one thing we've talked about, I know I've talked about this with several of the cast, is when do we not listen to our intuition? When do we not listen to that voice of like feminine wisdom inside of us? When have we cut that off? When actually it's trying to speak to us? And we can also use the plays and the characters as a metaphor to ask ourselves things like that. Also with the sharing of the wound, like I think it's really interesting, that when we hurt people, when you commit an act of hurting somebody in any way, verbally, just with a look, you can hurt somebody, we hurt ourselves. Whereas when we help somebody, we're always helping ourselves. So it's interesting to look at that metaphor as well. Other questions, and I'm going to ask the actors, been asked to try that we keep our answers pretty brief so we can, get as many people as possible. So, great. Bobby.
My name is Bobby. I just wanted to say, I want to give it up to the whole Shakespeare crew. Sarai, thank you for getting me in. This was for Az. I've been knowing you for a while. What did it take to get you ready to play Caesar? And Mark Anthony, did you have any problems carrying Big Caesar about
Yeah, that's easy. No, y'all know I'm the truth. But yeah, it was a great challenge. Believe me. 285 pounds ain't that easy to be throwing over your shoulder like a sack of potatoes.
I felt his leg shake.
Yeah, I have basketball legs. Excuse me.
So, as far as getting ready to play Julius Caesar, I started this because I wanted to step out of my comfort zone. You've known me for a long time, and it was just, taking that first step to show some humility and actually humor in myself, to laugh at myself, and to keep this a brief answer. The preparation, I think, helped me prepare for the role, and it was that hard work that inspired me. I had to do it. I put the work in. All these guys put the work in. We had to deliver. We were down there just last night. And it's like, all right, let's do this. And a lot of us wanted to do it just so Carlos would freaking smile. But thank you.
My name is Candace, and I'd like to ask Mark Anthony, as Mark Anthony, what do you feel your true motivations were as you were convincing the crowd to rebel? Was it love for Caesar? Was it a desire for your own power? Was it both?
I believe that his desire to avenge his friend's death, because he looked up to Caesar. Caesar was like a father to him, and he felt compelled. He felt it was his job to not only avenge Caesar's death, but to avenge the Republic. Because if this tyranny was allowed to succeed, then who knows where Rome would have been under the hand of Caius Cassius, as he was the puppet master over Brutus, and he knew that it was his job.
Thank you, Maverick. So Andres is in charge of the mic, and next question, Ira.
Yes, so I wonder if any of you have changed or transformed. I'm guessing that you went through a long process preparing for the play. And how are you different now than when you started preparing for the play?
That's a great question. I wonder if we want to pass the mic around and have everyone answer this as briefly as you can, starting with Bucci, just sharing like one line or two lines each so that we hear from get a chance to hear from everybody. One line or one just brief comment.
My name is Bucci, and I played Cinna. And I think that the process that I went through was there was fear. So being able to work through that fear and walk through it was something that I was looking for. And I think that I accomplished that through my humor. And I think moving forward, I like to look at life humorously versus seriously. And that's what I got from it.
Thank you. So this will be the last question. We'll hear from everyone, and then we'll end.
You did a great job, Doug.
Me, it's hard for me to stay serious. I'm always cracking jokes or goofing off. So I'm still kind of the same as I was, you know, besides dealing with the stress of some people during this rehearsal. But we like brothers. We go through the hard times with each other, and we here with the good times. So just, you know, I'm humorous.
Hi, my name's Zoe. I played Maurice, and I come here for the aura because every time I come in this class and these group of people up here and these guys I've been working with for a long time, they change the color of my mood ring each time. Everyone has their own problems, but when it's time to show up, they show up. No matter what we go through, no matter what we say to each other, when it's time to crunch, we crunch. And that's what I love about these guys, is they step it up. I came in this class and I thank Soraya, and I thank Leslie, thanks Mama Kay for being here, and Jane, Shelly. They just taught me things, how to go inside myself. And that's something I never thought of because of where I came from. And I just enjoy them and I thank them, and hey, this was my last place, so I gave them my all. Thank you, everybody.
My name is Anand. For me, who's that? Who is that? For me, definitely it's just opening up and being comfortable in kind of who I am, and not worry about what anybody else says. Because you hear all the time, "What you doing, Shakespeare? What a nerd!" and stuff like that. Right? But for me, I actually like opened up, allowed myself to be in front of the stage and present myself that way. It feels real good. Thank you.
Maverick, and ever since I came in this program, it was like a dream come true because I've always wanted to be an actor since a kid because the TV was my babysitter. So not only that, it made me be able to come out of my comfort zone and actually speak in front of, I don't know how many people was here, but just to be myself. Because in here, you know, a lot of times we confine not only in the cells, but to who we can be around the people who we're around. We can't just be happy and joyous around a bunch of hard, you know, tough guys. So in here, I'm able to do that. And as far as this play, it made me, I came out reevaluating true friendship. Who is really my friends, who is really my family, who is just associates, and who is just acquaintances. It made me really think about that.
I'm Belize. I'm a bit shy, but I'm gonna share a little bit of myself. I play Archimedorius, and then Caesar the boys, the people around him, they ain't no good for him. So I could relate to that, you know what I'm saying? We always want to have somebody in our life that can let us know when people are backstabbing or hating on us or whatever it is, and be real with us instead of playing along with those people that, despise me and just envious, But at the same time, it's rising above occasion. That's what all life is all about, because we all experience that. But you know what? I thank each and every one of y'all for coming here, and all my fellow Shakespearean, This is very therapeutic for me, So, from gangster to Broadway. Thank you.
I'm Alex, and I play Portia. I think similar to a lot of the men, loyalty was a big thing that I'm taking from the show. Just reevaluating a lot of relationships in my life. But what keeps me coming back here is the inspiration I get from these men and just how vulnerable they are. And it inspires me in my everyday life.
Sweet. My name is Antoine, and in this process, it gave me an opportunity just to help. I've been in Shakespeare for a few years. I've had bigger parts, but this play just allowed me to just help and just be in a position just to help anybody, just to simply be of assistance and not make the play or make the stage about me. And that's something that we all need, to just be able to not have things about us, not make it all about us. And that's what I took from this process, just being able to take the sidelines and help. That's it.
My name is Richie, aka R3. The thing that I took from this is understanding that the very thing that the conspirators didn't want is what they got in their actions. The very thing that they wanted to prevent was exactly what happened as a result of them murdering him. And the same thing applies to us. And that's what I take from this, is that for every action, there's a perfect counter reaction. If my actions are good, then what follows is going to be good. If my actions are evil, then what follows is going to be evil. It's up to me to determine. And I want to thank all of you for being here today.
Thank you. I want to hear from the rest of the cast, but I do need to just say that we are missing one white tunic, so if anybody knows where that might be, please let us know. All right, Az.
My name is Azrael. Everybody calls me Big Az. I play Julius Caesar. And the thing that I think I'm taking away from this, or how it helped me change, sometimes prison, it enables us to build walls up around ourselves or our lives or our outlook on the world. And I was one of those people that I didn't just build a wall, I built a castle. And Shakespeare and some of the other groups, they've allowed me to start to chip away at that castle and open myself up to new experiences that I'd locked myself away from before. And some of the big things that I'm taking from this are diversity in my life. Sharing myself with other people I hadn't shared myself with in a long time because of prison. And in doing so, we built a small community where people would see us on the yard and they would ask what we were doing, or they would look at us and laugh, but it didn't matter that we'd all become like brothers and friends, and we supported each other. So the biggest thing that I'm taking away from that is that it's just life is good if you live it. And Shakespeare's allowed me to do that. It's allowed me to laugh at myself, to smile, and to be like, hey, it's not so serious. I might walk around the world looking like Julius Caesar with a big old scowl on my face, but inside I'm a pretty happy, bubbly person. And that's helped me to do that.
Justice, I play Lucius. Take out like the loyalty, commitment, and then, we're a bunch of weirdos and I fit right in. With that, I'm good.
Hello, my name's Anthony Passer. I played Cicero and also Pindarus at the end. For me, I saw these guys doing this about a year and a half or so ago, and it just looked like fun, and I tend to be a little bit too serious and take myself too seriously and take everything around me too seriously. And I wanted to let go of that judgmentalism, and I wanted to have some fun and be able to relax a little bit. And I'm also always been really nervous in front of people, and I want to share the gospel of Christ. I've been educating myself to do that, and in order to do that, I have to be comfortable speaking in front of people. And it's working because I'm sitting up here and I'm not nervous at all. So that's what I've been getting out of it.
Yes, what have you gotten from this process? How have you transformed? How have you transformed? And in a briefest way as possible.
I mean, all of the fellas here know me, and it's a struggle.
Could you speak up, please?
It's a struggle. Who's talking? Oh, it's a struggle. It's been I don't know. It's very impactful. I mean, for me, it's all about my people in blue, you know what I mean? My fellow bondmen and who I associate with. So like, all of these guys have been through a major journey. And it's our journey, and I wish you guys, not to be privileged enough to be in here, but to experience something like we have here.
Thank you, Carlos.
My name is Khalifa.
Can't see you.
That's by design. Honestly, I've been so burned out on everything lately that I'm just glad I made it through it. That's pretty much it.
Thank you, Khalifa. Great to have you.
My name is Sunny, and I played a citizen and a soldier. And for me, this experience has been a blessing because I'm really shy in front of people. And I was really nervous doing this, and everyone here is just so wonderful. They're very supportive. And I built a lot of bond with everyone here, so I just want to thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Upu. I arrived at San Quentin prison almost 2 years ago, and when I got here, I seen on the prison channel a Shakespeare play done here at San Quentin, and I thought, wow, those guys are pretty awesome, right? I could never do something like that. And then here it is, almost 2 years later, and I'm involved in a Shakespeare play. And I say that to say the man that came before me was an example for me to say, hey, if we can do it, then you can do it. So I believe with this for the men in blue, as well for the outside people, to be example for others. You know, we all are uncomfortable doing things, especially things that we're not sure of or that we're not good at, so we tend to not want to push ourselves to try. But when we do that, we be example of others that we can do anything we want, as long as we trust the people we're around, the support, and trust in ourselves. So be an example for others.
My name is Sean. The reason I joined this drama therapy group is that through my life, by the way, I'm more than half century older. So, through my life, I lacked people skills. So I thought it will improve my people skills by working in a team, and support each other. Whether I play a small role or a major role, doesn't matter. And I think that's what I got out of this play as well. This is my second time involved in a play that's there at San Quentin. And it brought me a tremendous benefit. Working in a team and enjoying the team spirit. Support each other.
Well, I'm not sure what to say. My name is Shelley, and I play Calpurnia. I guess the only thing I can really say is something that's probably pretty obvious to you in this room, and that is that the authenticity here is just breathtaking. And that's what I'm going to take.
My name is Ty. I play the citizen and the soldier. I'm blessed with this opportunity and the experience to experience this with a wonderful group, and that helped me to get out of my comfort zone. And I'm always shy from the audience, and it can help me, and I can carry when I grow. Thank you.
All right, I've seen this play several times, and I always said I'm gonna get up here and do it. And I finally got out of my comfort zone, got up here, gave it a try, and I feel like I took it from the hood to the stage, I loved it. I loved it. Outside my comfort zone, and met a gang of good brothers and a gang of good sisters, and felt like a family. And to me, that was what it meant most to me is family. To have that togetherness, and it's unmatched. It's unmatched.
What was your name? Thanks for the song.
Octavius and Carpenter, sir.
Thank you for the song.
All right. As you all know, I played the soothsayer.
Caesar, beware the Ides of March.
Well, one of the things about it, I also played Senator the Poet. When they thought I was Senator the Conspirator, I was like, no, I'm Senator the Poet, not Senator the Conspirator. But what this gives is a great chance, not only for the spectators and the guests to come and see us, but to actually see ourselves better than we were 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And as you can see, we've all developed into a new man. So if you've seen Caesars as play actors, we've also developed into new characters. We're no longer the same people that we came in. We're leaving out as different individuals with an upgrading insight of mind to go out there and be positive and to instill, give courage and encourage the other brothers that we left, that you too can be somebody if you just apply yourself.
Thank you, Andres. Yes, may we all encourage, bring out, look for and bring out the best. I just want to thank our amazing cast and crew and thank you all for being such an amazing audience and for giving your time and your listening and your love today. So thank you to the audience. And Steve Emmerich is going to explain to you. Thank you, Steve Emmerich, for all your support. Steve is just, as long as we've been here, Steve has been tremendously supportive of this work. Wouldn't be possible, actually, without your support. So Steve's going to explain to you what to do next.